Return to base. Says poor connection. Poor connection.
Oh, I didn't reset them. I don't think that's the cat.
The bush bush. Poor connection, poor connection.
That ever happened before?
Oh, look, she just goes, retry one. Still says poor connection. Reconnected. Woohoo! Have you seen that blue line come across the top before?
No.
It still says poor connection. I don't get that. Oh well. Such is life.
Sometimes it takes a minute or two when you switched over because it fights internally.
I don't know whether it's even on because it keeps saying poor connection. Oh well. Give it a couple more minutes. Not cold tonight. No wind. It's good.
Yeah,
So you didn't water that garden, did you?
a little bit. No,
Okay.
not just a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go check it in a minute when I sit on the bed with the dogs.
But the garden.
No connection.
Yeah. I'll leave it until you go and see if you can type in the room. If not, we'll just can it. I've never seen that poor connection sign up the top. Not it'll say live or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I can hear Milo trying to jump on the bed. Oh, you're waiting.
I don't know if it's working. Maybe it's not working because it says poor connection. Not a bad night. But I don't think it's working. I think the wife was going to try and type in there if she could, but I don't think it's working. Oh, Mr. Ganger says, hello. Hello, Susan. We had technical issues. I don't know what it was. Had a big blue sign at the top of my Streamlab saying poor connection. So I went to 4G. That's what I'm on now. And obviously it's sort of working. Is it spinning? Hello, JP. Hope you've had a good day, mate. My wife's in the bedroom playing with the puppies. That's all I'll say about the matter. Just had a shower. So what's been happening in the world of YouTube? friendships have been formed and wars have been ended and peace has befallen. Yeah, fucking right. Just another day in paradise. I think I'm going to retire from Boit. Yes. I make an announcement at the end of the month. I shall leave Sodom and Gomorrah and not turn back. I don't want to turn into salt. It has descended into a hellhole where everyone is nearly the same. They all bitch, moan and carry on. And I've had enough of it. I'm going back to live with the elves. Each night, about this time of night, our daughters, little chihuahuas, like to get on the bed and have a cuddle for about 20 minutes, and then they go to bed. So it's like having kids. That's what it's like. My wife cooked some rice up for them today, and I cooked up, I did this, with some lamb chops, cooked them, pulled all the meat up, chopped it up, so they had rice and hand-carved lamb. Doing it tough. Rosie has been telling porkies and is working the King's van. Well, it seems that the two loneliest people on YouTube have found happiness, JP. That could be the statement one could make. Even now and then I'm still getting this poor connection popping up the top. I don't think it's the lie, JP. I think it's a change of narrative. You know, when writers call back and say, no, we've got to change the script. That's not working. So we'll change the narrative, and we won't call it a lie. We'll call it an embellishment. You know what I mean? Let's just do a bit of a U-turn, and then use the famous words that are so popular at the bottom of YouTube. I reserve the right to change my mind. Classic. Well, if you're in front of a judge, you've committed a crime, and you tell the judge, I tell you what, I reserve the right, I've changed my mind. I plead not guilty. No, you're going to jail, son. Enjoy. Oh dear, Nurofen. No good. It's like, you know, when you first came down, JP, you haven't been here forever, but you've been here for a while, and you know what I'm going to say. You come in, you walked in the mall that is known as Boit, and each shop was different. Some weren't very good shops, some were excellent. Some had plenty to offer, some just had their doors open but nothing for sale. But now, when you visit that Boit Moil, you know what I mean? You walk down, and every window's the same, and there's not very good customer service, and everyone's complaining, and they all look the damn same. Welcome to Soylent Green. Yeah, most vets would give him something to make him sick, I guess, JP. But that's how I can describe what's happened to Boit. Used to be a versatile, sometimes funny, exciting, and you enjoyed going to those particular shops, but now they're all the same. Mystic Angel is channel building. She only needs 1,000 subscribers to get to 1,000, and then she'll walk with the rest of them. Super Chat, Streamlab, donations, PayPal, I don't know, cash. I think what's happened, JP, above everything else, is that some of the people that used to fight the good fight and stand tall and explain their displeasure about how people are begging and carrying on. Well, they used to fight them, but now they've joined them. Hello, Shemo. Yeah, my begging button, you just have to go to www.idon'tgivearatsass.com.ca. Yeah, so they've even got one set up in Canada, Shemo. So you can donate to there. But what happens is it gets donated, it gets then sent through the FBI, it gets cleaned in China, it gets basically multiplied by 20%, sold as a derivative, and then at the end of the year you get a letter saying, I'm sorry, your investment failed. But still, it's far more exciting than just donating and nothing happening. Hello, old waffles, how are you? Yeah, Blue, you've known me for a long time. I want you to go to Fixed by Doc's channel, and I left a link. You are going to find it interesting. I even left a link on your channel, Blue, one of your videos, trust me. And there is another video I've just sent Dive of a reply from someone, but trust me, you will find it very interesting. Yeah, if you don't find it on your last video, which I put the link in, Blue, go to Fixed by Docs. It's there. And then get back to me and tell me what you think, because there is another video after that. About the only thing I have been consistent on through my entire YouTube life is that my good wife and I have helped people in need. Definitely. We have never helped anyone in greed. I find it awful that people manipulate and are deceptive. And Blue knows that. He's known me a long time. We've brought some of them down. It's gotten harder over the years, but there is no team. Like people think, oh, there's a group of people. No, there's not. Mostly it's individuals that will do certain things and find out certain information and pass it on to certain authorities. That's how it works. Yeah, it's getting there, mate. Well, Brickies started last Monday. I think they're here for about another... If they get another team member, there's only 2 Brickies at the moment. If they get another one, they could be here for just a month. It's just the 2 guys who could be here for another 6 weeks. But I assure you, you're going to find the first video very interesting. It blows away somebody like you wouldn't believe. Johnny Cash had a great old song. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Miss Susan, my God, making your pot pies tonight, you will love them. Put anything in a pie, really. Just one tip. A lot of people in the past have got back to me saying, oh, the pie fell apart. I said, did you put the contents in the pie when it was still hot? They go, yeah. I said, that's why. You let the whatever ingredient you're putting in the pot pie be cold, because all you're doing is reheating it. You don't need to cook it anymore. You just need to cook the pastry. I think, Shano, what it is, you'll see people repeat other people's behaviours because they can see that it works. Other words, sympathy. I have a terrible disease. My dog's eyesight is really bad. It needs also reading and long distance dog glasses, or nonsense like that. Other words, deception. And people see what works. And then what people also do is they'll keep trying different things. A different scam on a different day. And sure as eggs, there's something rattle out of the tree and they get a bit of pennies, and that encourages them to keep going, which is very sad. Yeah, definitely, Celeste. Whatever it is, you know, if you've, say, cooked meat and veg or whatever, even a vegetable pie, if you just let it cool down, put it in the fridge, even do it the next day. Otherwise, make your ingredients the day before. Then you whack her in. I make all sorts of pot pies. I've been doing very little cooking videos lately. Yeah, I suppose. You've already seen the start of that blue. Watch it all. It only goes for 20 odd minutes, but there is another one. When I get a chance, I'll send that to you as well. Yeah, see, JP's onto the wagon straight away. Yeah, I suppose there's different words for it, Shamo, but they are scum for doing the deception. There's no question about it. What it is, there's the slab blue, which was done with boards and footings underneath that as well. Then there's an external footing, which was put down first. So it's 2 leaf brick, 1 brick outside, 1 brick inside. Mate, it's going to be like Fort Knox. There's 42 cubic metres of concrete that went into that, which if it was only a metre square, would stand 120 feet high by a metre. No worries, mate. I assure you know what to do with them. But there is more. The thing about truth, it eventually comes through, Blue. Yeah, it's. I know it confused a lot of Americans, Blue, because we do have several ways to build. You can just put a big footing in and put 2 layers of bricks coming up. But what we had to do, and what we wanted to do, because this old house, cottage here, is about 4 feet from the ground, so to get the same level going out the back is why we built the block method of having a separate footing boarded and then bring with sand up to a certain level, then mesh, then plastic, and concrete. So that's how it works. Deer stew sounds yum. I think JP might be telling you a dog's eye. Maybe it's a dead horse. It's on top of it. Not sure. Dog's eye, dead horse. Oh, I've had kangaroo stew many times, JP. I've had venison, it's okay. But a lot of this, I mean, I'm pretty sure most of you are aware things are changing rapidly. Channels are being demonetised. Mine will. I mean, like I said to you before, I wouldn't advertise on my channel. I get enough money to buy about 20 packets of ramen noodles a month. I'm tiny. Why would anyone watch ads on my channel and buy something in the ad? They wouldn't. So I'm pretty sure Google and YouTube and the advertisers are going to say, nah, let's get rid of all channels under 100,000. Let's get our advertising dollar spent wisely. So that's coming. Yeah, sorry if I missed some of the chat. Old eyes and a shitty tiny screen. No, it's not really gamey, Scarlett. Everyone's sort of, because it's a wild animal, people think, oh, it's like wild pig. Wild pig tastes better than domesticated pig in many ways. You're going to Puerto Rico, I'm talking about 6-wheeler. Hello, Jojo. You would have made a long time? 5 minutes? No, there's nothing wrong with ramen noodles, just the repetition of having it every night. I should do a video showing how you can make your own, but that people say that's too hard. You roll it, cut it, draw it. Oh no, just get the packet, open it up and put the chemicals in there and away you go. It's not really the meat from any animal, it's how you cook it. But first of all, more important is how you kill it and how you let it bleed. I know this sounds a bit harsh, but if you get that bit wrong, you end up with crap. That sounds pretty harsh on a poor old dog. But the irony, even though it's obviously not well, he shouldn't be in pain, taking an ibuprofen. His joint's probably feeling great. He's probably feeling like a puppy again. Just hope it turns out well for you, mate. It's like chocolate. You shouldn't give chocolate to a dog. There's so many of these people now. I just don't go to many chats. Actually, I don't go to any just about now. There's always someone in the side chat saying, oh, got to get me brakes fixed. I could do with a couple $100 if you guys are willing to help. Just like it's normal to ask that. Like it's like going to a coffee with someone in a cafe and you have a nice coffee and a bit of cake, and then just before you get up and leave, they say, look, power bill's $600. Any chance of giving me about, $600? It's not normal to ask that. It means either you're living irresponsibly or you have no idea how to handle your money, so you want other people to handle it for you. Yeah, charcoal's always good for dogs with things like that. I'm buffering. I apologise. In the old days, they'd even recommend it for people to have charcoal, just to crush it and drink it to get it in your gut. It has properties of drawing nasties out of your body. Not buffering where Celeste is. Must be the puppy dog's interfering with her phone. We've used charcoal toothpaste for years. It's a mixture of normal sort of toothpaste and charcoal in there. And I'm 60 and I've got most of my own teeth still. Mind you, my teeth do look like something backed into me at a high speed. Wouldn't say that I'd be on the cover of Vogue, put it that way, but they still work. Did you read Blue's comment? I'll go back and try and read it. Seals. I probably lost the damn thing. No, I lost it. Can't find it. He wants you to pay his bills. Yeah, Blue. Take 2 of these to the payment office and that should cover it. Elvis is doing muffed oven as we speak with the sausage on the side. I don't believe that for one moment, Jojo. He never wakes up before noon. It can't be possible. I always used to laugh when he would say things like, I am a nomad. I chose this life. No, you're homeless. The only alternative you have in either being in that 30-year-old piece of crap or the street. You didn't choose to be a nomad. No one wants you to live with them. There's a huge difference. When you choose to do something, it's a choice. When you have no other choice, you don't label yourself, oh, I live in a van, so I'm a full-time nomad. So I guess people living under a bridge are full-time engineers, possibly. Alright, JP's got to go and iron his wife's uniform, pack the kids' lunches for school, clean the car. They're all big list. Every day he gets a list from his wife. Bathroom, clean the dunny out, don't have to use a brush, you can use your head if you like, she says.
It has been raining.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, this is all wet.
I do know that his family doesn't want anything to do with it, which is really sad. Neighbours had a few bottles might have seen it, but Blue, you could be over there. I like a drop. Did you see Link's van build? I watched 2 or 3 videos and then just slapped my forehead, Blue. Yeah, he's not a builder. And I used to leave comments on his videos, but he never answers you, so I just don't bother doing that now. Yeah, they're blue bottles. I don't mind a drop or 2 Australians, I'll be honest. I don't mind a quiet one. Well, on the front veranda, I'm only about 20 feet away from the side fence. They're good people. Wonder what kind of little dog he has. Before it does, they become like your kids. Yeah, I don't know what sort of dog. I thought he had a Staffy. I don't remember. Yeah. Yeah, it was so funny, the cardboard house. You had to fumigate it. The funniest thing about that, Blue, and you got the video, I'm sure, he did one video in English, and then he did one in, well, we'll say French. I just pissed myself laughing. I watched the French one over and over. Like he was suddenly going to have a huge business in France, selling cardboard houses. We tried to catch up with him last year, but he didn't really want to, and that's fine. I don't force anyone. We just happen to be going through his part of the world, that's all. You weren't recording, but you remember it anyway. It's probably still got it up. With the French one, my goodness, that was funny. Oh yeah, that was a funny one too. This is Link Knight in one video. Not many people know, and I'm an expert in this field. I am. And what it is, I can, whenever I please, catch rabbits on foot by hand. I kid you not. Black kitty, get the fuck out of there. But truly, I'm the only person in the world to catch rabbits on foot by hand. It's a skill. Probably put it in my dating page. You know, when they say interests. That was funny. That was really funny. Link is actually, if you went back to the 1950s, that's what Australians sounded like and how they talked. He just, I don't know whether the DeLorean ever went past his place and whether he's caught in a time trap. But you could put him back in the 1950s. He lived comfortably. I told him years ago, I said, for God's sake, mate, just build a little cottage and gut the house and have it as a big workshop shed. And he said, oh yeah, be an idea, I suppose. But no. he's looking for anything. I think his criteria on the dating side, I'd like to meet a woman, preferably breathing. I once met a woman in a church. She was like a Samoan girl, and we were in contact for about a year and a half, though she didn't know I was stalking her. And well, it's more like sort of a love interest, if you like. I never actually met the girl, but I did fall in love with her. But then I set my sights on maybe getting a little Aboriginal girl. Or, I know, they tell me that some of the Javanese women in the hills, right in the jungle, they're quite nice. Very funny. All he has to do is stop looking, and he will find someone. One of his famous lines is where he says, yeah, I've got plenty to offer a woman, as long as she doesn't mind living rough. That always made me laugh. If she doesn't mind living a bit rough. I think he's a decent enough bloke. I think he's lonely. And he certainly has, I think, he'd be a good mate, you know what I mean? Like if you could shut him up for 10 minutes, you could have a conversation. But he seems like a decent bloke. Dreamweaver, wah wah wah. The title's all about you tonight. Dream Hunter. Hunting dreams. Hello, Agent VMAC. It's good to see you. You want to move in with Link, Celeste. Okay, we can arrange that. Everyone's a dream hunter. Everyone. People, and you all do it. You'll have dreams, think that was pretty good. Not sure what it was about, but it was good. And then you'll go to bed the next night thinking, I want to get back into that dream. Now, all of you say, no, I've never done that. You're lying. Because sometimes dreams are mysterious. They're like, didn't get the ending. I woke up before it ended. And then you'll try and deliberately, in consciousness, try and head into subconsciousness, thinking about the same dream. Then you wake up the next morning and thought, oh, all I saw was Pamela Anderson. That wasn't the dream. You don't have control on those sort of things. I'm married, Seeds. That's good. Nothing wrong with marriage. It's probably something that's not that popular these days, I must admit. Can you live without a stove, Celeste? Probably. I had a quick look yesterday. He did a video. He went camping in this van that he's built. And his gas wasn't working, his propane, because it was too cold. Well, the secret when you go camping and you've got propane cans, you put them at the bottom of your feet. Why? It keeps them at fairly good temperature. When you get up in the morning, they're not at 0 degrees. Maybe Cat will hook up with Link. Now there's a marriage made in heaven, right there. You can just see the morning where Link gets up. Well, love, there you go. And she'd say, yeah, good, sweetie. And Link was like, well, right now, you know, when we got together, I told you things would be a little bit rough, but have you got a job? You know, if you're going to leave here, you've got to have a job, all right? What? Oh, your job's going to be making money off the internet. All right. How much you making now? Oh, you've just started for the last 10 years. Nah, this ain't going to work out. You'll have to go. Yeah. Poor old Link. I wouldn't wish that upon him. And there's nothing wrong with people spending time on internet, YouTube, whatever, if you're getting a great conversation with people and enjoying it. But I see so many people angry and upset and pissed off. Why are they still there? My dream for today is a perfect Thanksgiving dinner tonight. Unfortunately, work is up to me. I've never seen a vegetarian turkey. Hope you do a video, VMAC. I know you cook meat for the other guys. I know, just kidding. So it's Canada's Thanksgiving, is it? We don't have that in Australia. It's actually an old English tradition. It's quite funny. The Americans fought the English but kept Thanksgiving. Look it up. I didn't make it up. There's a lot to do with the end of harvest in years gone by. Hello, Danny G. Fine old lady. Yes, it's pretty obvious, isn't it, Blue? I just seen a little piggy bank and I took it home. It's working out well at the moment, but when the piggy bank's empty, she'll have to go. Nothing to do with Puritans and Indians. Yeah, it's an older tradition in the UK when I was a boy, and they never really called it Thanksgiving. There's all sorts of things. So my grandfather sat me down one day and he said there was over 140 celebratory days in the UK to do with harvest, equinox, Saint somebody other, Saint somebody else, Shrove Tuesday. It just goes on and on. And most of those days when my grandfather was a boy, they didn't work. That was the day off. No, Shamo. Don't be cruel to a guy called Blue. Shamo, don't be cruel to a guy called Blue. Really, no. I got Jill, babe. Dun, 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 dun. I got Jill, babe. Really, Blue? So you're getting together drinking partners? No? She's got an IQ to match yours? Wait. No. I don't dislike the woman. I just never heard her sober. Mind you, Steve, only a couple of times I've heard you sober over the last 10 years, but I have heard you sober. Probably because you got up early with a headache, turned the internet on, and didn't get time to have a drink. Blue likes a drop or two, I must admit. He doesn't mind a quiet one or two. Oh, no. Don't take that path, Waffles. Who is Link? It's a guy called Link Knight. You just type that in YouTube. He talks to a camera and has done for a decade. Nice bloke, Aussie. Been chasing a woman, maybe a partner, wife, preferably someone breathing, for about 10 years. And he's sort of a great example of how Aussies used to think in the 1950s or 60s. That's just how he's grown up. Country Victoria. Harmless, trust me. Wouldn't do any harm to anyone. Yeah, he's got that channel as well, Damn E-Beggar, but he's got his other channel, just Link Knight. Maybe the missus can stick in the link, or Blue. He gets into great detail about things that aren't that important, but he likes to get it out. He'll explain how the intricacy, the chemical is melted down to a certain temperature, mixed with another, and then you end up with a big lighter. It'll take him an hour to tell you all about it. Hello, Pixie. I just had a shower, Pixie, and slipped into something a little comfortable. But he's, like I say, he's a decent enough guy. You'll find him strange, is all I can say. But he's harmless and a good bloke. Actually, I've either got to end this or get my battery. I don't know if my battery's charged. I'll just get you to look at a blank wall for a second. I want you to count the timbers and guess how wide they are and how high they are. Now, the prize is amazing. I'll be back shortly. Hope you studied that wall well. I think it's working. If I just disappear, you know it didn't. So I hope all the people in Canada are celebrating the end of harvest or named Thanksgiving. Have a good one. I guess it falls on the weekend most of the time, VMAC, because I can't see you getting a lot of people together on a weekday. There you go. That link that Mystic just put in is funny. You got to watch that. Beautiful night. Actually, it's weird to say, but the sky is, even though it's dark, it's blue. Crystal clear. I can see the Boit constellation just over to the north. And you say to me, there isn't a Boit constellation. There is. The constellation of Boit looks a little bit like a very large black hole with little furry bits hanging off it. It's there, trust me. In the night sky, look to the north. You'll see the Boit constellation. Hello, Louis. How are you? Did you get the second secret email? I sent it to you last night. Are you saying hello to your people? Hello, people. How? Yeah, that's very interesting, the second one. Because he was one of the three that offered the letter for that particular person to go and to change the ways of the particular institution. But I'm sure you're going to make a production out of that. I think Blue's just seen the link to it. But it has a lot of ramifications for a lot of people over many years. Someone is going to be terribly butthurt, let's be honest. No, don't worry about it, Dream. You've been to Bathurst. That's brilliant. It would have been a fantastic day at Bathurst. Did Craig Lowndes win? I don't know. I was just guessing he probably would. You have bigger fish to fry. Yes, particularly Wednesday, but hurt. What was the name of that experiment again? It was the Bunschafting, I think. Yes, my memory's correct. Have a good one, Jojo. I have no intention of making Australia great again. It's pretty damn good as it is now. Don't mess with something that works, Jojo. Yeah, but I think what that will do, Dive, is vindicate a lot of people. And each individual may do a response in some sort, but the lie is a fact. No, actually, no one's ever really got to me on YouTube. Some have tried, but there's no win when you try and have a crack at me, because I don't really give a damn. Go for it. I will make you look silly. I will find you. Then I will kill you. No, that's Liam, isn't it? Yeah, he said that. Yeah, there's always been some sort of scam, one after the other. You know, when someone goes around chasing their tail for a decade, they're never going to catch it. But his true punishment, Dive, as you know, is living with himself. Code names, yes. Lots of people, and there's a few examples on the bottom of YouTube, and I'll say this categorically. I see a lot of these channels, particularly those that ask for money and talk deception, and their behaviour's terrible. In truth, they are some of the loneliest people you will ever meet. Probably could name a dozen of them that are the loneliest people in the world. They have no real friends. Their make-believe friends are online. They live in misery and they want to share it with you, and that's why a lot of them are abusive to their audience. You know, when some people share the love, most of these people share the crap. Yeah, that's another thing too, Blue, is people are misled by others. You know, give them the Dutch courage and all that nonsense. Oh, if someone made a concerted effort to find out where I live, mentioned my grandchildren, etc., I would end them. I would end them without question. Have a go. You cross me, I make a bad enemy. You don't have to join me, you don't have to appreciate me. But if you cut into my family, my kids and my grandkids, I will end you. I will find you, and then I will kill you. That's a great line from that movie, isn't it? Brilliant. You've got my daughter. I don't know you, but I will find you, and then I will kill you. Yeah, that was good. Probably nearly as good. You fell in lucky, punk. What are you? I think what it is, when somebody does the awful thing like call someone's work and lie, there's a big difference. If you're calling someone's work and it's a truth, do you know what I mean? Like maybe someone's working in education and has been or on a sex offender list. Yeah, you probably should call the education department, and you're doing the right thing. But when people call up maliciously and lie, there's a big difference. Oh, look, in Australia, it's probably the same in Canada. Our laws for stalking, they don't mess around. You'll probably hear a knock at the door. then your door will be caved in, you will be arrested, everything in your house electronically will be taken away, and you'll go to prison. And there is no, oh, I didn't mean to do it, Your Honour. No. Yeah, no, if I'm 100% with that, Dive. If there is information that is truth and it could adversely affect a community, a group or another person, you're doing the right thing. But it's those people that maliciously lie about other people. You know, find a Google map, put it online. If you were trying to protecting someone or a community, you deal with the authorities. You wouldn't make a video and put it on YouTube. I haven't read your comments. I missed most of them, Angel. What do I want me to do? Come on, boss. What do I want me to do, boss? Boss, can I talk to you, boss? Yeah. I think there's a lot more people that get arrested blue from online activity than we know. I think what happens to most of them is when you hear them disappear, I think my pet hate in life is that open deception and misleading information, or if you want to sum it up, lying and blaming others for your situation. Everyone's done it tough in their life. I defy anyone to say that they haven't. We all have those spots and dips in our life, and it's how you come out of them under your own steam that makes the person. Not blaming society, not blaming your parents, not blaming someone else for your injustice. There's people, you know, go through a hard time in life, but you can't keep hanging on to it as a little carry bag saying, this is what happened to me, so you've all got to support me. No. Well, with a name like Crystal Meth, he probably should have got arrested. Look, there's so many good people that you meet online, and I mean it. Most of them are good people. Yeah, my grandfather once said to me, Dive, you make as many mistakes as you like in life. He said, but don't repeat one of them. And a lot of people just go around in circles. Puppies are going to bed. You want me to take the camera and show the puppies? Righto. We're going for a walk into Puppyville. Oh. Knock 3 times. Yeah, you've all been good, so I'm now going to show you my wife's puppies. It's only fair. There's the puppy dogs. I shall turn the light off a sec.
Oh, get ready to get blinded, puppies. My God.
Hello.
Do you read the chat at all? Have you actually said hello to Buttercup?
Hello, Buttercup.
Now give her a big kiss.
I like Buttercup. You going to bed, Milo?
This is Milo.
Do you want to move
And this is
Penny
Penny.
over to here?
Alright. This is Penny. Just put
Good.
it. I can't shoot.
Penny. Hello, Penny.
This is Penny.
You can see they're ready to go to bed.
Yeah, they're our daughter's dogs. I'm just babysitting. They're both chihuahuas. Look.
You mean that's not a Great Dane?
Well, I actually call this one a miniature Kelpie, and I call her a miniature collie.
Yeah, Dive's got it right. They're
See how
squirrels.
spoiled they are? Alright, I'll be out to read the comments for scenes in a minute. I'm just gonna put the puppy to bed.
Just going to grab a quick drink. Dun, dun, dun. I shall have a sip from my orange juice jug. Yeah, look, some things you don't find in an American fridge. Vegetables. Our fruit bowl is low, we must fill it. See, that's VMAX bowl. Good night, puppy dogs. Every night, same routine. I'm normally in there with her. I want to cuddle. I start dozing off to sleep. Then they go into their own little beds. I got to pick on seeds and this took a little. You go for it, Louis. I have history going back to 1155. You son of a French dog. Blue Waffles has the pit bull. There you go. No, it's just the friendly rivalry of centuries. I can't even remember exactly how many wars have been fought between the French and the English, when in fact part of France was England, and then the French took over and owned all of England. It's rather messy, Dive, isn't it, when you look into the history? And then the actual commanding king that took over England, of course, was named by his own people. Do you want to tell him what their name they gave him? Norman the Bastard? That's right. French king was illegitimate, but he ended up taking over the UK. Yes, he did. Built castles everywhere, which is good actually, because a lot of the French castles that were built in the UK are pretty good actually. They're still standing. But my history with the Doomsday Book, Dive, my family, like a lot of good English people from York at the time, fought the French. And so many of them are in the Doomsday Book on the execution page. Mind you, yeah, the English get their own back eventually. England's had French kings, some have lost their heads. Even some of the French kings in France lost their heads. Actually, lots of people lost their head in France. A preferable way of killing each other. Oh no, some of them we saw earlier this year, very well built, thick, very thick walls. But some of the other ones that are quite thick are Scottish castles. They're pretty thick. English sort of did it on the cheap in a few areas, so there's only like ruins of some of them. But the difference between English and French culture can really be summed up in one word: garlic. There was no garlic even when I was a child in the 60s in the UK. I kid you not. It's quite a modern thing in the UK, in history terms. That is true. Some of the most beautiful country that I saw, and of course I'm from England originally. I returned to the UK 50 years to the month that I left. And the most unbelievable thing for me is because I was used to different dialects, and I was talking to Dive about this the other night. Used to being 20 miles up the road, they all spoke different. Another 30 mile, they spoke different. Well, that's not the case in the UK anymore. The only place that seemed to keep itself, and is a beautiful country, is Ireland. Unbelievable. It's like, the Irish are very Australian. Mind you, we've got lots of Irish in Australia. But neither, and we've got to be brutally honest here, neither Canada or the USA or Australia is anything but cultural history. In other words, our native inhabitants. They have a lot of history in Australia going back 30 and 40,000 years. And confirmed, like it's not made up, it's confirmed. There's paintings, cave paintings and different things that they did that are substantiated. Same in Canada and in the US. But as far as our European history, wherever we came from in Europe, we went to either Canada, Australia, or the US. We are relatively very young as far as history. No Island, if you've never been there, Dive, you'll love it.
Hi everyone, I'm here now. I can help Seeds read the comments so he doesn't,
Thank you, dear. What did that go? What did that person say?
so he doesn't miss anybody.
I'll get you to do this one,
Oh,
Lot. I'll see how quickly
that's
it
all right.
goes past and you can't read it.
Danny and Buttercup and I, we've just ordered 5 pool boys off the internet while you were talking.
Oh, that's good. You've been there, yeah. No, I loved Ireland. We didn't go to Northern Ireland because there was still a bit of trouble. And just as we left, sadly, a reporter got shot. Do you remember that when we got back?
I wasn't laughing at that, I was laughing at Dive's comment. What are the squirrels' names?
The squirrel's name, one we call Little Stevie, and the other one we call Little Louise.
What about your rabbit, Dive?
Shall we talk about the rabbit? I mean, talking about squirrels?
No, I'm saying like every time it heard your voice, it ran away. It got scared.
Yep, that's true. Have a good one, Danny.
See you, Danny. The puppies' names are Milo and Penny.
Yes.
They're my daughter's dogs. We're looking after them. And what do people say? They're rats, large rats.
They don't know their size. Like they'll bark at anything. The Doberman will come in the yard and they'll want to attack it. And it will kill the Doberman, without doubt, after the Doberman's choked on the body going down its gullet. Daisy's doing well. I'm trying to remember how old she is. She must be getting on. I'm thinking 6, 7. Yes, I was talking to Dive one day and the rabbit stopped in its track and pooped. And I said I had nothing to do with it.
And poop, no, or it took off. It
Yeah,
goes
pooped.
nuts when it hears your voice.
Yeah, but Dive's wife does the same thing.
So have you introduced Dive to everyone who doesn't know Dive?
Well, Dive is a famous actor.
Yeah, French.
You're not to know where or what, but he's been in many
Many movies.
movies. He's an accomplished expert model maker. He actually owns his own company selling French cheese to Australia, labelled as made in Britain. That's another sideline.
And his combat skills are outstanding.
Yes, and he can make a real mean outdoor barbecue if you put your mind to it. You go back and look at Dive's channel. That one probably still exists from about 5 years ago. Basically, an all-round good guy with a big heart. There you go.
Yes, he is. Dive Scarlett is a very knowledgeable lady
Yes. She, like you, likes gardening.
and has some interesting stories she's told us.
In a few months, when all the hectic part of the housing is finished, I will invite people like my good friend Dive and Scarlett, if they wish to, just to come on and tell their story. I've watched a few videos of people doing something similar, and you don't have to tell them where you live, your name, all those sort of things, just your story. And there's some wonderful stories in amongst people. Some people are famous. Some people say that when you meet someone famous, you will go gushy. And no, I've met 2 prime ministers, movie stars, Paul Hogan. They're just normal people.
And where's our detective Susan Brown?
Yes.
Yes, we have a detective Susan Brown in the house, Dive. Not really, it's just what we nickname her. But
I'm putting in a little garden for a friend of ours on here. And the soil is terrible out the front. It's so sandy and acidic. And some things aren't going to do it, but I've just put it in for her. because she kills everything she grows. But by about a year from now, I will have a nice garden out the back, for sure.
And our sweet little buttercup.
Yes, Buttercup. Susan Brown. You may know Susan Brown from Death on the Orient Express, Agatha Christie type movie shows that she's been in.
And Celeste, I just I have to go check some of your things out on your channel. There's a few things on there I'm going to try and make.
Yeah, that's probably where we will be flying into, is Toronto, Dive. And I do know it's
See you, Blue.
a fair train ride. See you later, Blue. Have a good one. It's a fair train ride from Toronto to the outback where Dive lives. Or we could just hang out in Toronto, I guess. I can see you, Buttercup. Buttercup.
Yes.
Probably one of the most stunning women online. She hides through anonymity who she really is. But she is one of a kind. Yeah, I'd love to come to your house, but is it 2 hours on train? Yes, I do know. Toronto, like major capital cities around the world, have issues, shall we say.
Oh, is VMAX still in the room?
I don't know.
Hey JP, you just missed my puppies going to bed.
JP's a bit of an international traveller.
Yeah, JP's a pole dancer, Dive.
On the Gold Coast.
There's VMAC.
I always find it funny when people step into a country and then after a week even they go, "Oh, I can tell you all about Canada." What a load of rubbish. All you get to do when you visit a country for a short period of time, even for a few months, is you get a taste of Canada. You don't know, and you never will unless you live in a place. That's just how it is.
Both VMAC and Dive are in Canada.
No, but I'm saying no matter where you go on holiday, you don't become an expert because you've been there.
No, that's right. We might be Australians, but we're not even an expert in Australia.
Oh, pretty damn good.
Well,
I've
close.
lived everywhere in this country.
Yeah, I'm perfect, but that's beside the point.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
King Charles Cavalier. Oh, you're right up
Okay.
Dive's
VMAC.
choice of dogs. That's what he'd have for sure.
Oh, what?
No, just Quebec versus English Canada. Well, we're definitely going to Quebec. I mean, you did that video many years ago, and you know that we love architecture and history. If there's history in Canada, I'm not knocking the rest of Canada, I'm pretty sure we're going to find it in Quebec.
I just want to go everywhere. I'm just a gypsy. This is a gypsy coming out in me.
We won't be going west like your country, like ours is big. And even though there's some beautiful things on the west coast of Canada, we're going to concentrate on probably 4 or 5 of the major cities. Might take the trains. Train service apparently is pretty good.
There you go, VMAC. You'll get it in private. VMAC wanted receipts that JP's a pole dancer in Brisbane.
Oh yeah. No, we've met JP live, VMAC. It'd certainly make your short and curlies twinge a little.
Yeah, I know, Dive, but I just want to go everywhere.
Where people come to Australia, Dive, and they'll say, "Oh, we're going to go all over this country," and I say, "How long are you here for?" They say 4 weeks. I say, "Good luck. It's not going to happen."
How do you say what Dive just wrote?
Saskatchewan.
I don't even want to try and pronounce that. I'll get it wrong.
My eyes are getting tired. Saskatchewan, I think that's what he's talking.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah, it's like the plains that we've got in Australia. Yeah, no, look, to see Canada, I think, and breathe Canada, you'd have to do 12 to 18 months.
I'd like to go to Alaska as well, because
Well, in the summertime.
that's where I found out that show I like, Northern Exposure, was filmed. I want to go back to Ireland. Oh, it's
Well,
all
half of
different.
that word is probably Bigfoot, JP, but it's a big flat part of Canada.
I can't even say the proper word for Bigfoot. VMAC usually helps me out and
You mean
spells
Sasquatch?
things out, or Scarlett spells it out phonetically for me.
Yeah, I mean, to give you an idea, I mean, we didn't do a lot of video driving back across the Nullarbor this time, but it's 2,000 miles of nothing.
Halifax, that just reminded me of a movie, Celeste.
Halifax.
Halifax was that
That
movie.
reminds me of.
That I showed you that late. Sorry, we just have a little private conversation here. Well, not private. You can listen in. Remember, I showed you that picture of that lady on TV, and
I've got to be honest with you, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I said, "Oh, look, that lady is from a show that we used to watch," and then now it was called Halifax. That's right. Okay, carry
You
on.
mean like the police one? Is that what you're talking about?
Now Halifax. Remember, she met this guy. She was lonely. Then her daughter ended up being a lesbian, and then remember that.
No.
And then her husband died. Oh.
What
Doesn't
what
matter.
I was going to say about Halifax, that's where Trailer Park Boys was filmed. And even though it's offbeat humour, I liked it. I thought the humour was very funny. In fact, most of Boyd could move into Sunnyvale. Let's be honest. Dive. Can you just see all the trailers of all the Boyd people living in Halifax in Sunnyvale? It would be perfect. Let's be honest. But there's other stories about Halifax because it's on the Atlantic coast, and even further down the coast from there, some horrific stories of shipwrecks and things that happened over the centuries.
See, VMAC knew what I was talking about. That's right, VMAC. So
I'll be back shortly. I'll let you take control. Don't make any sense out of what you're doing.
He's just going to get a drink. He'll be back. Thanks, VMAC. I knew you'd understand me. He will be doing trivia. What was the question, Seed? Sorry. Oh, he'll come back and tell you in a sec, Dave. Dive. Oh, okay, I got it, VMAC. Trivia, he said he was going to do trivia. He will start again. Just been sort of a bit busy with the house and everything. Yes, Dive is also... Dive's also an expert at trivia, isn't he?
Who, Dive?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he cheats. He asks his rabbit for the answer. Have a good one, Celeste, and may your pot pies be with you.
See you, Celeste.
Yes, we're looking forward to come to Canada. Probably a bit more than going to the US, to be honest. I've actually got relatives in Canada.
Now you asked, probably was my fault I interrupted. I apologise. You asked Dive a question before and he missed it.
I've probably forgotten it, but what was the question?
He'll have to ask you again because I can't see it.
We've got family in the US. We will be visiting. That will be happening. We've got some very good friends over a number of years in the US. We will be visiting. But I have no interest in the West Coast. White sand and blue ocean. I've got plenty of that here.
Ooh.
I'm Ivan from Ontario, Dave. Them is fat in words.
Yes, there's a fighting. I can speak French. You play.
Yeah, that just about covers it. See, she's from Ontario, but she ain't there anymore, Dave. But them still fighting words.
And just remember, VMAC has a good set of knives.
Yes, and she is
under a
a
bed.
black belt in vegetables. That is not all that the West Coast is about. I was talking the US, not Canada. We don't have enough time to give Canada justice, but I certainly want to see certain things, so does the wife. If we catch up with you, VMAC, look, I'll buy you a carrot steak.
It's alright, VMAC. I'll sort him out for you later. VMAC's my chocolate buddy. Don't get her on the wrong side of VMAC, please.
I tend to, yeah. You know why? A Canadian comes to Australia and they're wearing the maple leaf on their T-shirt, a hat that says "I love Canada." Why? And this sounds cruel to Americans, but they don't want to be represented as these words. People say, "G'day, you're from America, are you?" They point out the maple leaf on their shirt and the "I love Canada" hat and say, "No." They're very parochial, Canadians. They like to be known as Canadians.
Well, we like to be known as Australians.
Yeah, but our accent's a dead giveaway.
Well, Byron Bay is nice.
Yeah, been to Byron. It's nice. It was a hippie joint in the 60s and 70s. I tell you what's exploded in the supermarkets here, VMAC, is all the plastic meats. And they're always on markdown because no one buys the bloody crap. You know, fake chicken, fake mince, and people just don't trust it. Because I don't trust it.
What are you talking about?
All the alternative meats, like vegetarian, they've got a whole heap of them in the local supermarket,
yeah.
and they're always on special because no one's buying them.
No, I've tried some actually. The sausages, well, the ones I've tried were very nice, and I absolutely love the veggie burgers that our supermarket sells.
I'll tell you a place, I'm sure you would have been there, JP, is Narooma, and a bit further down into Bega. But that's a beautiful part of New South Wales. And if you like fishing, it's a great little spot. Got an old country feel to it, Narooma, and it's right on the beach. Ah, Dave, you Canada said bend rabbit backwards. Okay, must be therapy. This is good for you, Daisy. There, you can walk again. Well, that's a good question. JP's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. You'd fall in love with the West Coast, trust me. Yeah, it's only probably,
Yeah,
what is it,
you're
3.5 hours, 4 hours?
You're
Get
right,
to
B, mate.
Narooma. Beautiful spot, mate. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, Narooma is...
Old country town, but on the coast.
You would like it, JP.
Yeah, I think it's worse for VMAC because to get texture and flavour, they have to use enhancements, colourings, additives, and that is not an alternative to eating meat. You may as well stick to the vegetables you can make. I've made, I should show you one day, vegetable lasagnas, and as you know, we eat tons of veggies. We just happen to eat protein as well. We try to avoid processed meat other than bacon. But I always use streaky bacon because the fat cooks out of it beautifully, goes crispy, unlike a lot of the other bacon, which looks the same after you cooked it than it did before you started cooking it.
It's a wee bit nippy.
Well, Buttercup, I'll try and answer from my point of view. JP will have a different answer, but the big cities are like every big city you've been to. You wouldn't know whether you're in New York or Sydney walking the streets. Everything's multicultural. But
it is different.
if you want to see the real Australia, you've got to go outside of the cities. We've got a magnificent southwest part of our state. Forests, little mountains, beautiful oceans, lots of sharks.
Oh, Foster is nice, JP.
Yeah, Foster's nice. Always reminds me of Porpoise Spit, Foster.
Yes, Canadian bacon fries processing. Oh, okay. I don't know if we can't get that VMAC, obviously. Actually, sometimes they do bring in bacon from elsewhere.
Yeah, another good part of the country, which we've been to, and I like. Port Douglas, Cairns, that's nice up there.
Dives back. Did you tell him what you said his BRB meant?
Yes, Dave said BRB, which is bend rabbit's back. Add onions, carrots, celery.
Oh yeah, that's something I'll try. Maple smoked bacon.
Yeah,
Buttercup.
we get it here.
I do?
Yeah, we get smoked, streaky Canadian bacon.
I didn't know that. I'll have to go buy some. Buttercup, do you like the city or the country? Or do you like to look at both?
Back bacon, yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of bacon here, but a lot of it's loin, big rasher, wide loin rasher. But the streaky bacon is belly bacon. That's all got the flavour. That's where it's at. Hello, keeping. It is dark. Probably because I forgot to turn the camera around. Like that for an hour?
That's alright.
I look like Earl of Sandwich. Look, I just need clout and donation button.
Country beaches, yeah. All down south of any state in Australia's nice.
But you need time when you go to a country unless you specifically want to have a holiday. You're not going to come to Australia for historical culture. A lot of our buildings only go back 180, 200 years at best. Most of them are a lot more modern than that. But the country itself is staggeringly beautiful.
There's a long-haired ghost.
Yes. Just had a shower, so it'll be like spring, curly.
I'm sitting next to Jesus Christ. You want a blessing? Just ask him. Yes, I remember the maple syrup that Dive sent us. We rationed that like it was damn
Actually,
gold.
my daughter stole most of that Dive, I'll be honest.
We rationed it like it was gold.
But we get Canadian maple syrup now.
Yeah, but not like what Dive sent us.
No, it's the real stuff. It's only a small bottle for about $19.
Oh, they sell it here now?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's the real dig. Yes, Dave, when he drives his automobile with the canopy lifted up, his eyebrows flutter in the breeze, 'cause there ain't nothing else to flutter.
Stop.
He has to cover his head in butter. Smooth, shiny. That's right, Dave. When you come back in another life, you'll probably have hair like this. Oh, we're allowed to take the piss out of each other. And one day, maybe Dave will come to Australia. We'll meet him at the airport. I'll be wearing me Mick Dundee cap,
And we'll take him
a
down.
shark tooth bracelet, and a boomerang.
And we'll take him down south and he can catch rabbits
Yeah,
by hand on foot.
yeah.
Because there's heaps of wild rabbits here.
I hardly brush my hair. It gets wet, then it dries, then I cut my hair off last year, as is tradition when we lose someone important in the family. But my hair's been a lot longer than this, trust me. Hello, Adam.
Hey, Adam.
Welcome. Namaste. Hey, JP, if you're still there, picked up a Saturday newspaper here, and it had that name of the company that you go through, Luxury Escapes, is that the one?
Luxury tours.
No, Luxury Escapes, I think that's what JP said. This was something like 7 nights in a Phuket, really flash place, massage every day, a la carte meals every night, really good looking resort. It was only about $2,000. That seemed pretty good value. I'm not sure whether that's the sort of one you went to. That's what you used, yeah. Well, this one in Phuket looks flash, like you wouldn't believe. There's a 30-minute massage every day for both people. All your breakfast, dinner, lunch, everything. Tours, $2,000. It takes you, what does it take you? It must take you, because you can fly direct to Phuket from the East Coast. We can't do that here. We've got to go to bloody Singapore, which is a pain in the ass. Yeah, I mean, a massage is usually only $8-10 anyway, but and the food in Thailand is just superb. My daughter's there now, actually. They're in Bangkok, and I said, "Why did you go there?"
Because of the grandson, because it's his...
Have a good one, Dive.
See you,
Catch
Dave.
up with you soon, my friend.
He's part of his birthday present.
9 hours, my God. It's a long flight. Au revoir, mon ami.
VMAC going as well. See you, VMAC.
Bit suspicious. VMAC disappears
Disappears,
with
yeah.
Dive.
Yeah.
A little bit of Inuit going on there. Rubbing noses. Ooh la la. I'm a bit of a snob, I admit. Love the treatment at 5-star resorts. Yeah, my wife likes 5-star camping, Buttercup. But I couldn't harp on more about a country that you'd feel welcome and safe. The people are very friendly, and that is Thailand. Vietnam's not much different. I'm not sure they go with Americans in Vietnam. As soon as they found out we're Australian, they were all over us. Couldn't do enough for us. But Thailand is beautiful. And people say, "Oh, is it hot and sticky?" I'm saying, "Nah, not really. Well, not for Australians."
Oh, sometimes it is, but it's tolerable.
Well, we never found it uncomfortable. We walk everywhere we go in different countries. Oh, yeah. Look, mate, if I flew to Sydney to catch up with family, and we stayed in a 5-star hotel just for the weekend, $2,000 would disappear. And that's not including the airfares. I have a dilemma, Seeds. I'd flip a coin, but I'll just ask your opinion. Baked, stuffed, manicotti or lasagna?
Lasagna.
Yeah, you got me. You got me at lasagna. Definitely lasagna. Should do a video, Adam. Manicotti? No, I'd definitely go the lasagna. I like that. Sounds good. Food is a great avenue for creativity. And you can stuff up as well. But that's good. I mean, if you're learning by your mistakes, you'll certainly... See, for me, it's not... If someone, like, we've got a very good friend called Mel, and her presentation of food is stunning. It looks like a Michelin star chef has put it on a plate.
Yeah, her and a half.
Now, I would make the same meal. It wouldn't look as pretty, but it tastes really good. So I'm all about taste and flavour and texture. You found Thailand sticky. Yeah, that's the problem coming from Scotland.
Some areas, sometimes I did too, but it was still tolerable.
I never found it. In fact, you do find that you drink more. That's your body just tells you, top up. But in Thailand, a lot of people in Thai get up really early. Then they stop about 8:30 in the morning, and then they get busy again about 6 o'clock at night. You don't see a lot of people in Thailand at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's generally just the tourists walking around. Yeah, I've done what JP hasn't done. I probably spent the earlier part of my life going around this country a few times. And it's beautiful. Australia is a very beautiful place. There are huge distances between the beauty, don't get me wrong. But in my north part of my country, in the south, it's stunning. We have, without doubt, some of the most unbelievable scenery in Australia. And I can say that not because I'm a West Australian, because I've been all over this country.
Yes.
From the Kimberley all the way down to the teak-tops of trees that are virtually 600-700 years old, to beautiful pristine water that looks like an aquarium, which in New South Wales you won't find unless you go to Narooma.
Well, that's right. There's
That's not too bad.
and countries all over the world that are different. Because we absolutely loved Ireland and Scotland.
In the Isle of Skye.
And the cities over there are different than here. There are nicer cities, probably because they're older.
What are you talking about? Where?
Like cities over in Scotland and Ireland.
Oh yeah, no, there's...
It's nicer than Sydney.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the old cities, when I was a kid, there was lots of tenement rows. Like 2 up, 2 downs, all the way through. A lot of that's changed over the years, but... Scotland's very beautiful. We stayed in a really lovely resort. I can't even remember where it was. When we were overlooking the mountains and the mist.
Oh,
Wasn't that beautiful?
yeah, I can't remember. Was that after?
It was like a really old mansion that we stayed at. Probably had about 40 rooms. Everything was timber and wooden and everything was big and opulent. Obviously we were people who went to the country for the weekend.
No, well, that one of the places we stayed used to be a what do you call
I've
it?
been to cities that never closed down. From New York, Rio, and old London town. Come on, JP, I don't hear you singing. But no matter how far or how wide I may roam, I still call Australia home. All the sons and daughters spinning around the world, away from my family and friends. But as the world gets older and colder, I know where my journey ends. And then la-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da. I dance on the piano, put my foot up. Yeah. That's probably our national anthem without being our national anthem. Written and sung by Peter Allen.
And Seeds just woke all the neighbours with this thing.
Yeah, all the neighbours come out saying, "What this yobbo doing? What's going on?" He's coming out to check.
Yeah.
Something going on over there. I'll call 911.
What? We don't call 911.
Good
Okay, see
day
you,
to you, Buttercup. May your day be filled with joy and happiness and the odd piece of chocolate cake. Yeah, look, I mean, probably JP summed it up. Probably some of the things we forget to do is to look around our own country. And look, JP can go to Thailand for 2 weeks, staying in luxury accommodation, fly there in comfort and back, and probably spend a lot less than driving for a month around in Australia.
See you, JP.
It's very expensive, unless you're willing to, pull out a swag.
JP's got to get his rest before his pole dancing gig tomorrow.
All right, mate. Have a good one, JP. Remember, don't stop painting those abs on. Just got to keep shaking it while you got it.
So lasagna, Adam. What time's dinner?
I like lasagna.
We'll be there.
Good thing about lasagna is it stays good in the fridge for about 3 or 4 days. And if you want to, you can chuck it in containers and throw it in the fridge. You can't beat homemade. I've seen some of the absolutely disgusting things they sell in supermarkets. Awful. Get a caravan. For the amount of time that you're travelling around, you're probably better off just staying in a hotel, mate. JP. Good caravan's going to cost you 50 plus. And most of the time you're going to have a tarp over the top of it. In the old days, we used to just head out with a station wagon. You know, big esky full of ice and drinks and bottled water, little wood burner. Yeah, no, you have to make the manicotti one day as well. A lot of really nice tasting food takes time. But if you enjoy making food, oh yeah, no, that sounds good. Cherry tomatoes, yum. I've actually got tomatoes starting on the, haven't I?
Yeah.
Got tomatoes forming on these. It's way too early for me. But mind you, the soil is not that good where they're growing, so maybe they're panicking. But I think I'll let you all go and start your day, or as JP is, ending it, going to bed.
Yes.
So the boss can say her au revoirs.
Love yous. Night.
All right, guys, enjoy your day, and we'll catch up with you another time. Bye-bye.